everybody. Welcome back to the 5 O'Clock Sweats podcast. As always, I'm Ryan, joined by my handsome buddy.
I am the LAN Party Legionnaire, Derick.
All right, and today, Derick kind of went ahead and spoiled what we're going to be talking about today.
It's in the title, maybe.
Maybe. Probably. We'll
We'll
see. That's yet to be determined. But Derick and I engaged another extracurricular activity.
Some extracurricular fun time, I believe I called it.
Yeah, we really we put our fingers to the test.
Mm-hmm.
For hours and hours and hours. Really got that appendage dexterity.
Yeah,
we got some
digital
points.
Dexterity.
Yeah,
we put those
really
digits on those sticks.
Yeah, we got some skill points for those. So anyway. All that
is this what it's like when Chris isn't here? Just every time?
I think so, and It's fine. It's perfectly fine. It's he's not here to judge us, so we can be our goofy selves. It's fine.
Yuck.
So Derick and I, we had the pleasure of going to yet another LAN party hosted by the one and only Connor, friend of the podcast, Connor. I said that. I didn't say that right, but he knows who he is.
This is going to be a rough recording.
We're off to a great start here.
Yeah, just right before we started, I think we had an intro that was, welcome to 5 O'Clock Sweats LAN Party. We went to a podcast.
Yeah.
So we're chopping and screwing things real early here.
We're talking about the podcast today on the LAN Party episode. But yeah, Connor was gracious enough to invite us into his humble abode yet again, just 2 months after the first LAN party. And man, it was awesome. Again.
It was so good. It
was even better than the first one, which, the bar was set pretty high by the first one, but Connor is a man of ambition, and he really put his nose to the grindstone and worked very hard to make this experience even better and more enjoyable for everybody. And I think he accomplished that.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Keep going. I jump in right there.
So I basically just wanted to start off by just kind of going over what exactly made this LAN party better than the first one.
Mm-hmm.
What did he improve? What did we maybe learn from the first one that we carried over to this one to make the process a little smoother? Well, maybe some things we thought we learned but didn't execute. So first things first, the kitchen setup was a lot more robust this time around.
Robust is a great word.
Yeah, it was. And basically the first time we were there, we just had the two TVs. We had my monitor, and then we had not even two TVs. They're not even two TVs. That's saying
two kind of monitors.
We had one 24-inch monitor, not even 24, probably 20-inch monitor, and then we had the little Steam Deck monitor, which is
maybe 14,
minuscule. Yeah, maybe 14. Yeah. So this time around, we walk in, we got a 24, 30-inch TV, and then we have my monitor. I'm not good with the sizes.
It's
that sounds incorrect. I think 24 inches is about right. And then my monitor that I brought last time, and then adjacent to that, you had another monitor, a little smaller but still there, and then on the opposite side of the kitchen, the island that we're using, was your monitor that you brought, which is a big wide boy.
Yeah, I brought a 35-inch ultra wide to this one.
Man, that thing was sick.
I never got to play on that.
No, that one kid basically played on it the whole night.
Yeah, this is a little spoiler in my notes, but that younger guy, I still don't know his name. He was playing under your old Xbox and was playing basically under your Smurf account as Nightwoe.
Nightwoe.
So that is how I will be referring to him through the rest of the night.
Yeah,
but
so
Nightwoe was playing on that setup the whole night, and he was hands down the second best player at the event. And who knows if it's to do with the setup, but
I'm gonna say a lot of it's to do with the setup, but he was also talented. Like, he's played
good.
Halo before, but it does help when you're playing at like a crisp 60 frames locked in per second, and you're playing against guys that are playing, and mind you, he has the full screen to himself. Meanwhile, everybody else at this LAN party was playing at least split screen with one other player, but most of the TVs had 4-player co-op going on.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, some of these TVs have a hard time maintaining 30 frames, let alone like 20 frames on some of these setups.
Yeah, that's something that I have here too. So do you want to run through the rest of the setup and I'll just jump in when I have a point?
Yeah, sure. I mean, not a lot, other than that, not a lot else changed. The slums, I think he refined a bit.
There's an extra TV in the slums.
There was an extra TV, and I think the seating arrangement was a lot better.
Yeah.
It was, I don't know, the chairs just seemed to fit better this time. I have no idea, but it was still cramped, but that's kind of what you wanted. That's kind of what the vibe that we were going for, or that Connor was going for, was to kind of be huddled together, shoulder to shoulder. Just bunch of this, like, what, 12 guys in this room together, just trying to play Halo on 3 different TVs, 4-player co-op.
Yeah,
and just
12
yelling.
guys just all on top of each other trying to play with each other.
Yeah, lots of man.
And it worked pretty well, actually. And I think before, in the first LAN party, we absolutely called it the pit, and then at some point it evolved into the slums, which for this LAN party turned into like a whole... It's basically like a tiered city ruled by like the aristocracy.
Yeah,
we had the slums, which was the 3 TVs and like 12 chairs, and then immediately next to the slums were the high rollers, and that's just 1 projector and 4 people and 2 couches. Like, you could spread out. You could have
giant projector,
huge.
Each screen is probably like 20 inches at least. So you basically have your own like small monitor to play with on split screen. So not too shabby.
Yeah.
And the performance was pretty good on those too. By far. Oh, there was also a small monitor setup. Not like kind of behind the couch where the projector was, but kind of more in the living room. But it was kind of like hidden in a corner, like in the hall, like kind of adjacent to the hallway that led to the bathroom. Our friend Zach was playing on that one for a little bit. Kind of
means
tucked
nothing
away
to the listeners.
It doesn't. It means nothing. But I'm just trying to
by the bathroom.
I'm trying to draw. I'm trying to illustrate an image in their heads. Just trying to give the entire layout of Connor's house. Okay. By far the poorest setup, or the poorest place to play, is the living room TV. And Connor will take no offense to this because he knows it. And everyone that was playing on that TV knew it.
That Xbox is rough, man.
I don't know what to blame.
It's Xbox.
I guess.
We figured that out at the last LAN party, though.
Yeah,
it's the Xbox itself. Because when we plugged a different Xbox in, suddenly it was perfect.
I should have just had my Xbox or someone else's Xbox on that one, because that performance in that TV is like, it's almost unplayable.
Yeah, it's unforgivable.
Certain situations, certain game types, and when there's a lot of crap going on, like there was a sand trap game we played. I think it was like Oddball or something.
Oh yeah. 4v4.
Yeah, and on sand trap in Halo 3, they're the 2 elephants on the map, like the giant vehicles that you can drive around the perimeter of the map. The problem is when you're driving those things and your teammates die, they spawn on the elephant, and both teams were using their respective elephants, and driving, basically ramming into each other. So we just had like 16 players in close proximity, just like throwing nades and all sorts of explosions and whatnot all sorts of madness going on. So I was struggling on that thing for sure.
Man, I forget who I was telling, but I'm like, it's like looking at a flip book. Like the frames were so bad that it looked like a flip book.
Yeah, it's like stop motion animation, but not cool.
But bad. It's a stop in stop motion.
Yeah. So really, again, the biggest change to the overall setup was the kitchen, which was nice. Did enjoy that. You and I played on the TV that's closest to the door that leads to the backyard. It was a decent sized TV, so it was a pretty comfortable 2-player split screen on that one, and the frames were really good on it too. So I was happy with that. I feel like we lucked out pretty good with that setup.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. Let's talk about the roster of players that we had this time around.
All right.
Again, I don't really know a lot of names, besides a couple of people that I've met before. But I just feel like this time, we talked about this afterwards, I just feel like this time around there were a lot more players that were great at the game.
Yeah.
The competition was sturdier.
I was definitely like top 5 performer in like on the day, I guess. This time I was nowhere near that. I was very solidly like mid to bottom. Yeah. Which I don't think, okay, well, my gameplay did feel not great, but like other people just popped off.
Yeah, I was disappointed in my personal performance overall the entire day, the entire night. The first game we played was Free for All Snipers on Headlong, I believe, Halo 2. Which I think, oddly enough, is the same thing we started with last time.
It was a nice little warm up.
Yeah. I won that game, which was nice. It was first to 25, I think. I won narrowly. It was like 2 or 3 kills above the second place guy. Nitwo, who was the kid across from us playing on your wide monitor, he came in second. So immediately I'm like, okay.
Something's happening here.
We've got some competition this time around. But then, like, obviously, like, we had, like, there's another kid that Connor knows that is great at Halo. He's really good, and which is crazy because I feel like he doesn't play a lot anymore, especially, but he still just like has
the dude still got it.
He's got his aim locked in still. Yeah, it just never leaves. He's always locked in. But then, like, some of the other kids that were especially like in this, like even in the slums and then playing on the projector, like that group overall was strong.
Yeah,
I thought. And the games this time around were a lot of fun. Not that they weren't fun the first time, but they were more competitive.
Overall, and there were more games.
Yeah, that is probably the biggest change was that.
Yeah, facilitated by the fact that Connor this time, because of the experience of the last LAN party, had his Steam Deck running MCC, and he was able to, jump into all the lobbies and like make sure everyone was in the same lobby, and then switch people's teams, set the game mode, and just go. So,
which I'll be honest, I still don't really know how that works entirely. I'd have to just like watch him do it next time. But that is cool, and he's just like walking around like CEO vibes, just like making sure everybody's good, like making sure everybody's like in their seats ready to play.
He didn't even do that, man. He just wanted to get the games in, because last time that was a big point of improvement. It was playing a game, and then as soon as the game's done, we would get up and like talk shit for 20 minutes while also trying to like figure out the next game mode and map and stuff. This time they were shit talking, and then the next game was starting. Which was fantastic.
No, we were going game to game. It was a great flow. We had a bit of a rotation where I think there were like 5 or 6 people at a time that weren't playing in that lobby, but they were playing like anything. Like we were playing Halo. I think we were playing Firefight for a little bit. Or no, we played like FFA Slayer on Lockout. In a separate lobby. Also, the number of people, like last time we had a lot of people, but this time I think Connor said we had like 25 or 26 people.
Yeah.
This time around, we almost had 30. Like we were pushing 30 at one point, and then I think some people dropped out. But I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah, this was a resounding success, I would say.
Oh my god, yeah! In 2024, you're hosting a LAN party, and you're able to attract 24 people from all walks of life and all age groups and whatnot. Like it's
he doesn't even know all of them.
I was gonna say, like, some of these kids are complete strangers.
Yeah,
they're friends of other friends.
Yeah, they just walk up with their Xbox and Doritos and Mountain Dew, and he's like, "Hey, I'm Connor. You can come inside.
Yeah. Your seat's here. Here's your seat. Here's your screen. Here's your controller. Have fun."
Man, you love that. Like
no, I do.
Like how can you not? Just strangers showing up to a LAN party and just like immediately being comfortable. You know what I mean?
Beautiful. It's one thing that it's just everyone, just strangers coming together doing something they love.
Yeah,
it's like go into a sports game. You may, you're there with like 40,000 other strangers, but you're all there for one thing, and that is to cheer on your favorite team. It's a beautiful thing. And it's funny because we were just to think that like that many people were walking up to the house, and when we showed up, we were like, I wonder what these neighbors think.
Yeah, because we were walking in with like our monitors and our bags and like our tech setups, and I'm like, I wonder what his neighbors are thinking.
Yeah, like
suburban houses.
At least it's not drugs. At least it's not drugs and hookers. It's
worse. It's Halo.
It's a bunch of nerds with their Xboxes and monitors and Mountain Dew and Doritos. Losers. Did they ever grow up?
No. Definitely not.
The answer's no.
I can say that I didn't, for sure.
I mean, you're going to be the first generation that will be in like our 50s or 60s, and we'll be having LAN parties.
Still sleeping on each other's couches.
I don't think we're going to be able to play as long as we do now. We might have to start at like 8 a.m. and play till like 2 in the afternoon.
Yeah. And then just have a nice little rest. Nice little quiet period.
Little nap.
Yeah.
Little cat nap. Lights off at 1:30.
Yeah, this time I was the one who made a very careless mistake in that I bought a Steam Deck almost specifically I bought a Steam Deck 2 weeks earlier than I wanted to, specifically so I could bring it to this event. And I download MCC. It's already in my Steam library. I'm like, cool. So I bring it to the LAN party and I plug in. Looks like all the displays working. Controllers are all set up. Everything's working.
Mm-hmm.
Try to jump into a game, and what do you know? I didn't download any of the multiplayer.
He pulled a me. That's what happened to me at the first one with my Xbox One.
I can understand this on a console. This is unforgivable on Steam.
That is odd.
Why? What kind of dev makes you download the game so that you can then download the game? Like I downloaded a 40 gigabyte downloader. Basically, like I can't play anything. Like what? Yeah, why wouldn't you just serve me all of that content when I'm downloading and installing it?
Yeah, like what were you even downloading? Like Halo 1 campaign?
So dumb. But I at least did get to play on it a little bit towards the end of the night.
You did. It took a little bit, but we got it up and running eventually.
Yeah.
But you know what? We live and you learn. I made the same mistake with my Xbox the first time. This time around, a couple days prior, I made sure everything was updated, good to go, and it was actually worked this time, which was very nice. But yeah, the next one will be ready to go from the get-go.
So what other game types did we play? You're a lot better at remembering like the nitty-gritty of stuff. I'm really good at forgetting things immediately It seems.
So we did play a lot of games. There's a couple that stand out in particular. But the one I think you'll remember is the CTF game on coagulation that went on for like an hour.
It always happens. Every LAN party, there's CTF on coagulation, and either it takes a bazillion hours for somebody to actually win, or it just ends in a draw and everyone's sad.
Well, the thing with this one was that there was no timer, and the flag was touched to return, which was so bad. There were several times. So that game started off basically with the other. I was on the team that was down early. The other team basically blitzkrieged us with 2 flag captures off rip.
Yeah,
because we just weren't ready for it.
Yeah,
we were just weren't ready for it for the onslaught of warthogs that were coming to us. Like our team was not ready for the defense.
Immediate captures.
Yeah, which sucks because after that we basically played lockdown defense for the next like 30 minutes.
Yeah.
I think we score flag? I think we did.
Yeah,
we may have scored one. Yeah, we scored one. Yeah. And then the game ends, and it's my fault that we lost. Basically, I'm gonna take the blame because there was a situation where the enemy team grabbed the flag. He was panicking, wasn't sure what to do, didn't have any vehicle help coming. So basically he like he went around to the back of the base and then went around from the back all the way to the front again. And then just ran out the front
juggling
door.
It.
Just ran out the front door and started juggling
this flag.
And this is Halo 2. Like there's no sprint or anything. You're just walking, jumping, and juggling the flag. So he's not going very fast. So meanwhile, you and I are on a warthog.
Yeah.
And, we have him in our sights.
Yeah, like, I remember going up to the warthog, I'm like, do you want to drive or do you want to shoot? You're like, I'll drive. And I'm like, all right, cool. I hop in the gunner seat.
That was my first mistake. Yeah, so I don't pride myself on my Halo driving whatsoever. I
wouldn't have trusted myself driving. I'll tell you that.
I get really selfish, I guess, or I got greedy, and I'm like, I'm gonna run his ass over.
You were in a good position for it.
I was like, I had him in my sights, but little did I know, or I guess I had tunnel vision. I didn't see the hill that he was going over
on coagulation
at the time. Yeah, which there's hills all over coagulation. Meanwhile, we go over the hill, like you're about to kill him, like with the gun. Like he had no shields, I think, and like I'm just like I'm gonna run him over because it's gonna be funny. And
it would have been.
Yeah. We go over the hill, we lose control, we topple over, and then I think we get killed by rockets. I think someone shot us with rockets.
We got blown up for sure.
Yeah, we didn't last very long, and then I don't know what the rest of our team was doing, but nobody was in position to get the last shot on him, and he got his shields back and then ran. He didn't get in a vehicle. He just ran.
Yeah, he ran the
whole
way
base and scored.
Just juggled it. That's it. Now, there is some. I will have to retcon that. I don't think we got a flag cap.
Man,
because
you might be right.
It was single touch return.
Yeah.
Do you remember? We got the flag all the way, I think, to our base.
Yeah, we had a couple of really close calls. I don't know if we ever got it that close, but we did get it to the teleporter a couple of times.
Yeah, and
we got it to like the rocket spawn a couple of times. And we would have scored at least one of those, probably both of those, if it was just like timed return, which is a shame.
The other reason I don't think that we gunned that was Banana, right? The one that was juggling the flag.
It was Banana. Yeah.
Yeah. The other reason nobody could gun him down is because it was SMG starts.
Yeah.
So that SMGs on coagulation.
Yeah, it was rough.
It was not fun.
It was really rough.
I was not having a good time.
Listen, we voiced our displeasure to Connor afterwards. We'll come back stronger next time. That game type will be in tip-top shape. We'll have BR starts. We'll have flag timed timed respawn, and we'll have, I don't know, like a 20-minute timer, 15-minute timer for the game. I feel like that's healthy. Or just no timer at all, because I feel like there's a lot more room for outplays when you have battle rifle starts.
Yeah.
I feel like the game won't take an hour to complete.
Right. Unless everyone's just really cracked and nobody ever gets to the base.
Yeah. Well, I think so. There, as top heavy or not, as many better players as there were this time than last time. I do feel like it was still pretty top heavy. I would say like out of the 16 people in the lobby, usually there were about like 8 people, maybe like half the people in the lobby were like decent at the game.
Yeah,
decent to very good.
That's a wide range, but so accurate.
Yeah, and then the rest are just like people that just like playing video games. They're just there for a good time. No offense to them, but listen, it helps make the games more fun. You know, because they can goof around in vehicles and whatnot and have a good time, and shenanigans ensue, and they can ruin some games with they can basically run the flag. I'm pretty sure that's who scored the first 2 flags in that co-ed game. Were just like people that were just wanted the vibe in the vehicles, and like we're just gonna get the flag immediately. They're not gonna expect it.
I'd believe it. That sounds
That's what I would do if my aim wasn't the best. I would just be like, I'm all the objective modes. I'm going for the objective.
Yeah, you know who tried to do that? This guy. You know who wasn't successful at all at any point in the night? This guy. Yeah, I had a rough go of it that day.
But hey, man, you tried your best.
Thank you.
What other games do we play? I mean, there's the obvious ones, but that's later in the night.
Yeah. We'll save that for later.
Those were awesome. We tried to play some Halo 2 Anniversary, which we fixed the gamma. That's what happened. Connor fixed the gamma on the projector.
No longer a cursed word for us.
Yeah, we can say it without shivering.
Gamma.
But the gamma on the projector was fixed, so the game looked and performed correctly. Because what was the issue before? The gamma was causing it to just look discolored, right? It just didn't.
Yeah, basically the gamma would drop all the way down, so it was just super dark.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You couldn't even see what you were doing.
Yeah, you couldn't even see the menus.
Yeah. So anyway, Connor fixed that. He did some MacGuffining, or MacGyvering, not MacGuffin, MacGyver. Did some MacGyvering and figured that out. So we were able to play some Halo 2 Anniversary. Unfortunately, which we should have foresaw this happening, the performance on the already bad living room TV, I don't even think they were hitting 5 frames per second.
It was worse than a flip book.
Man, it was like
substantially.
Yeah, I don't even. They were just like, it was unplayable. It felt bad. Because it's a shame because Halo 2 Anniversary is awesome. I think it's a lot of fun. I enjoy it. I really wanted to play it. But it's no fun for anybody playing on that TV. You can't even. It doesn't matter. You could have like Shroud on the controls, and he would be like, you'd go like 0-20.
That was rough. The only way it was a little bit bearable was if it was only 2 players split screen, and even then it was iffy.
Yeah. We did play. We played a pretty fun game of Fiesta Slayer on Ghost Town in Halo 3.
That one pissed me off. That one pissed me off. Tell me what the
one of the
loadout
better
was.
Games of the
starting
night.
Loadout.
Oh, I don't even remember. It was random. It's Fiesta.
Yeah, it was random, and then also the golf club.
Oh yeah, sorry. Oh yeah, so your first weapon was random, and then your secondary weapon was a golf club, but it's basically the gravity hammer. It looks like a golf club.
I don't know what this game has against me. It would keep giving me melee weapons for my first weapon.
Oh,
so everyone's
so you're
just
running
shooting
hammer.
at me, and I'm like, I wish I was further, or I wish I was closer. I was getting beamed from across the map, and I've got a fucking knife. It sucks.
Also, like I've having used Halo Infinite's gravity hammer so much recently, the Halo 3 gravity hammer is not great. It's fun because of the physics, and you can like displace objects and players, but it is not effective at consistently killing someone unless you're like right on top of them.
And
Like,
Halo 3 was the first one with the grav hammer, right?
yeah.
Because I remember even playing Halo 3 the first time. I'm like, oh, this is a cool weapon. And then I realized like I could never dial in like what the range was of how far this thing can like hit, you know?
Doesn't have a lot of splash damage. You have
Yeah.
to like hit them directly with it.
And I just I could never figure it out, I guess. Like I understand how to use it mostly, but like there are some things where like I really feel like I should have gotten a kill and I absolutely did not.
Yeah.
And that did come back to bite me later in the night.
Yeah. That game I don't have. I wish I got to record stats next time. I got to record like total stats. I think next time what we'll do is we'll keep tally of just our stats, or we can do stats for every game and then add them up at the end and have some sort of prize for top person with kills, top person with assists,
Mm-hmm.
and then we can have like something funny for like someone who has the most amount of deaths. Like I don't know, like
make little shitty trophies.
Chug a pint of Mountain Dew or something. Like I don't know.
Oh, that would kill me.
Yeah, so those games, that game on Ghost Town, and there were just other ones. Oh, we played
Snipers.
I didn't play this game mode, but it sounded awesome, and I was upset. I had major FOMO during this, but they played Halo Reach Invasion.
It looked
which
so
sounded
fun.
like such a vibe. The slums were going crazy. The projector peeps were going crazy.
Everyone was going crazy, dude.
Yeah.
It was. What's the name of that map? That's basically just hallways.
Man. I don't remember. Oh, hallways?
Yeah.
The invasion map?
Yeah, right?
I just know the map they played on that I think was like it's like there's like a ship, like a UNSC ship in the middle, and that's like what the elites are defending against, or is it the Spartans that are defending? The Spartans are defending that, and the elites are attacking it. I'm trying. I didn't play it, so like I don't remember the hall. Like there's definitely hallways, but not all hallways. There's a lot of open space to drive vehicles and whatnot.
Oh, then this is not the same map that I'm thinking.
I don't think so.
All right,
it could be like the base itself. I remember the base itself having some hallways and corridors and corners.
I am not thinking of the same game.
But man, the game sounded awesome. Like everyone was talking shit, and like there were like people, like there were hype moments happening. People were screaming like, "Yeah, let's go!" Yeah, and Invasion is such a fun mode that
which mode is Invasion?
Invasion is the attack and defend mode in Halo Reach. So basically, it's Spartans versus elites. The Spartans are defending. It's kind of like King of the Hill, I guess, where they're defending points. The elites are just trying to kill the Spartans and take the points. And it's cool because the map itself has like layers to it, like different stages.
I now remember this map.
Yeah. So you move, like you have the first spot. Once you capture that, you move on to the second part, and the map changes. It goes to a different part of the map as the game progresses. It's a lot of fun. I really wish they bring that back sometime. But yeah, the games that game sounded awesome. I was jealous. I wish we had played that again.
Yeah.
But there was another game we played. It was Infection on Halo Reach, and I think High Power is the name of the map. I think it's called High Power. But that was a pretty fun zombies match. I think we played 2 of those actually.
Yeah.
Or it was just a long game. I don't know, but
we definitely played 2. Because I remember the first time everyone was up on that roof, right?
Yeah.
And basically invincible. Like whoever was up on that roof was good enough to just, pop the zombies before they even had a chance.
Basically. But the thing about, and what I forgot about Halo Reach is there is a dive mechanic for the elites and for the zombies. And that scared the shit out of me because I had forgot about it. So like I had a situation where I'm aiming my pistol at a zombie coming at me. Like, okay, I got his head lined up. I'm gonna pop him in the head and kill him. All of a sudden, he's rolling on the ground, like diving at me, and like he's in. Like before I knew it, he's in my face, and I still was able to get him with my shotgun. But like, I was not expecting that movement.
Yeah, it is jarring when you see it. They got some get up and go.
It looks insane actually because I think the zombies have a speed boost to begin with. So like the speed boost combined with the dive, it looks crazy. They look so acrobatic.
Yeah, it was fun. Like if you dive into a ramp, like you get sent.
Yeah,
which I think is how they got up to the roof in the first place.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, that was pretty crazy. Zombies is fun. I was never the biggest zombies Halo player, but in a environment like that, it's a good time.
Yeah. I used to play a lot of zombies back in like Halo 3, like Sandtrap, literally just Sandtrap. It's me, Brian,
oh yeah,
Kurt, John. Yeah.
Yeah, that's where zombies originated, and they had Forge, so there were a lot of Forge created maps that featured zombies. Actually, no, zombies was first in Halo 2 because it was on Foundation, or was it called Foundation? It was definitely in Halo 2 first, but it grew in popularity in Halo 3 because of Forge.
That makes sense.
Yeah. There's your little history on zombies.
Nice.
On Halo zombies. So now we got to get to the, for me, the most memorable part of the night.
Yeah,
game-wise.
Yeah.
And it was by far, and it was kind of the same thing last time, but Grifball. Grifball on Halo 4 is on a different level of fun.
Dude, it hits so different.
It's so good. The throwing mechanic is just so fun, and so it was the best idea they ever came up with. Like Halo 3 was fun, but like you were basically you had the ball, you had to just try to let your teammates set up blocks or kill as many enemies as possible. You just walk your way through. And this one, the movement speed's up a little bit, but you can throw the ball, and you're like a quarterback basically. You're like, you feel like a quarterback. You're like, oh, run a post route to the goal, run a fly pattern left, and I'll fake like I'm looking right, but then I'll look left and hit you. It's just a lot of strategy involved. There's a lot of layers to it, and it's so fun.
Yeah. And this one, I think it was the first. No, you and I probably played the second game of Grifball because I think they ran one on the projector just to see if everything worked.
Yeah, they were just testing it.
Essentially, our team, Connor ended up drafting a team of people that he knew, like knew, not just the strangers in his house playing Halo.
It was like the Avengers, like he was Nick Fury, and we were the Avengers.
Yeah, exactly. So he came to you first, like Tony Stark.
He came to Tony Stark.
And then Banana,
I guess is Captain America.
Yeah, and then me,
or Bruce Banner.
I guess I'm like Black Widow.
Why are you Black Widow?
Why am I not? I don't know. But
she was already like part of Shield before. Like she wasn't recruited. Like she technically wasn't recruited in the Avengers movie. You're more. Let's say you're Bruce Banner.
Okay.
You're Bruce Banner.
I did get pretty mad. But I did not capitalize on that at all. So that was our team of 4, and we had our setup in the slums. And like Ryan went through earlier, the slums were directly next to the high rollers playing on the projector. So, I mean, I did record some audio during this first game that we had. For some reason, we decided best of 7 was the way to go for it. Spoiler, the audio is absolutely not worth listening to.
Oh, no.
It's... Oh.
Is it incoherent?
It's coherent, but it's... So, at the beginning, we were like, all right, we got this, boys. Let's lock in. We got this. Grifball. And we lost swiftly the first game. We got
spanked. Yeah.
And from then on, morale just plummeted. So the recording was just a bunch of sad silence, basically.
And the projector people just yelling once in a while.
Yeah, they were like they were getting loud. Like every time that they were,
I loved it.
Yeah, they had plays that they were calling out. They were calming hard. And, it was, man.
That's the title of the episode. That's the title of the episode.
They were calming hard.
They were calming very hard.
But friendly fire was on, right? Which was different than the last time we played. Which is where my dislike of the grav hammer destroyed any chances for our team. At some point, Connor was like, nobody use swords. And I'm like, I can only use the sword. So I stopped using the sword. And
the sword is not good in Grifball, unfortunately.
I was ripping it the last LAN party, but apparently not.
Well, maybe you knew how to use it. I don't know.
Yeah, well.
Ancient skill.
They forced me to switch to the hammer, and I tried getting some goal line stops, but that dang friendly fire might have let's move past that. But
well, we got one. We did score one. It was nice. I think we were the game was still in reach at that point.
We got swept 4-0.
No, and then we scored?
We won the 5th game in a best of 7.
Okay.
So we got swept 4-0, and then it just kept trying to make us play. So we won the next one. And that's when they were like, wait, if this is a best of 7, then we already won. We're like, fuck, so that point didn't even count.
You know what's crazy is like, and what's kind of sad is that I honestly just felt like that 10 years ago we would have wiped the floor with them.
Oh, absolutely.
But we're not as in tune, and our eyes and fingers and whatnot are not as young as they used to be.
Yeah, I've got old fingers for sure.
So I feel like there was a bit of an age advantage on the other team. I don't know their ages, but they were not.
They got to be like
30,
mid-20s, right?
They were not 30. Yeah, they're still young and full of life.
Spry, yeah.
Very spry, and they had all the momentum, and it was just like a tidal wave coming at us. We could not stop them at all. It was so frustrating.
And since they were calming so much and so loud that I think
they were calming everywhere. It's crazy how much they were calming.
What?
they were calming everywhere.
I think the perfect quote was from Banana. He said, "It's hard to outcalm a team that's sitting right next to you." I'm like, like what are we supposed to say when there's people literally yelling right next to us? Like, it was bad.
I mean, we can only calm so much. I mean, they were calming so much, like all over the place, and
literally man, that was rough. But after that heartbreaking loss, me, Connor, and Banana all rotated out, right? And then
they wrote. Well, so we looked at the score, and I had the most kills out of all of us, so I was rewarded with being drafted to the next squad.
Yeah, and who stepped up to claim the mantle of captain? But our old friend Nightwoe, the guy who was playing on the big old monitor, dropping 45 kills a game.
Yep,
he stepped up to the plate.
Team captain, and from the get-go, the vibes were immaculate. Like, not saying our vibes weren't good to start, but they went down the shitter pretty quickly.
Man, and
this Nightwoe guy was not to be denied. He was talking shit from the very beginning.
Oh yeah, man.
He hadn't even touched the controller yet, and he's like, y'all fucking suck. We're gonna kick your ass. You're not ready for what's coming. We're gonna calm all over you. It's crazy.
I don't think he said that.
I don't think he did either.
He was definitely the vibes guy, and also the results guy. He did it all. He's
the type of guy that, like, when you play against him, you fucking hate him, but when he's on your squad, you want to give him a big hug.
Now, I do have audio from when you guys won one of the games. This might have been from the last game. Now, I think the team that was playing on the projector, the High Rollers, one of them got to your side and was just basically spawn camping you guys, and he gets a kill apocalypse, and yet their team's not able to score, and you guys bring it in, and Nitro comes in and just starts talking, dude. He's chirping.
Can we play some of that audio? Is that playable?
Here we go.
Oh shit!
You hit me! I'm killing them all! Charo! Oh, he's not there! Get him! Relax. What are we doing? Let's go! They're fucking clear! Come on! Take it to him! Relax. Hey, defense! Go! We're in it, boys! What the fuck are we doing over here? These guys are quiet! I got a Coloculus. You gotta listen to the goal. Bring the energy, guys! Bring the energy! This dude's a fucking mess. Hey, we can come back.
The vibes were immaculate.
I just got transported back to that night.
These guys are fucking quiet.
It's me. I'm me. 3 other guys that are probably like at least 6 years younger than me.
Oh yeah,
probably more. And man, the youth. The youth was just like energizing me. I was like, "Let's go! Yeah, this is what being a winner feels like."
Holy shit, though. That game was electric, dude.
Oh man, and we wiped the floor with that squad. I think we out of 7 we won. It was like 5-2 or something like that, or not 5-2. Sorry, 4 games to 1. I think we won 4 games to 1.
I believe it.
Yeah,
man.
We wiped the floor with them. They didn't stand a chance.
and that audio is exactly the kind of vibe that we wanted to like recapture by going to these LAN parties.
For sure. Yeah, no, that was like exactly that right there is what we live for when we go to these things. Like that's the feeling that we're chasing.
Oh god.
When we go to these.
So good.
Yeah. So Connor, I know you're listening. We need to organize like a legitimate Grifball tournament next LAN. It needs to be like a side thing, like for the people that are waiting between games or something. But man, it's so fun. Like I love Grifball. I love Halo 4 Grifball specifically. So good.
Yeah. For the most part, that was the end of our. Well, there was a little bit more Halo, but you get the gist of that.
Basically, yeah.
Do you want to? What do you want to get to next?
Well, let's
talk about the gears.
I guess we should talk about gears a little bit.
Yeah,
we gotta throw in some gears. So, after everybody had left, basically, it's you, it's me, it's Connor, and our friend. Well, we're gonna call him Blue Bananas because that's his gamer tag. We desperately wanted to play. Well, sorry, Connor and I wanted to desperately play Gears of War. You guys were kind of indifferent about it, but we were determined, and Connor would not be denied.
Yeah, I was too busy trying to stay up and not fall asleep before the Japanese Grand Prix. So that's what I was doing.
So just for context, like I don't know what time it was. Like it was after 10 o'clock. Like it was probably like around 11 or closer to midnight.
Yeah,
that we're working on this. Yeah, it took like like an hour at least of troubleshooting, maybe an hour and a half of troubleshooting between that and then having to download our original Xbox 360 gamer profiles on our Xboxes to play OG Gears of War, which took way too long. Like mine was stuck at like 99% for like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Like why? Come on. And we had to do that for all of the Xboxes. I mean, I think we were playing on 3 Xboxes.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, we were having trouble connecting like the LAN itself, like to the network. We couldn't see each other's games that we were hosting for some reason. I'm just assuming it's because it's an Xbox 360 game and just outdated.
Mm-hmm.
But we found a workaround. And I'm trying to remember the exact workaround, but we basically were able to...
The workaround's dumb. The workaround was all 3 Xboxes just connected to Xbox Live like normal.
Oh, yeah. That was the workaround. And then we...
Basically, they didn't use the LAN at all and played online.
And then we would host a public match. And then we could search for games through that, and it was funny because like our games weren't even the first game to come out. We had to refresh a couple of times or cycle through like 2 or 3 games to even find our lobby.
Yeah, there were people playing.
There were people
at least
playing.
30 people playing at 11:30 to midnight
30 on a Saturday night.
Saturday
playing
voluntarily.
Original, like the OG Gears of War 1. Like, not like the remastered version or whatever. The original Gears of War Xbox 360 game. It came out in 2007 or 2006.
Yeah, 2006. I could not believe that, but it was fantastic.
Crazy because we were debating just like connecting to Xbox Live and like quick searching for a game, like seeing if we could all get in a lobby and then just like search together,
right?
Like how you usually play Xbox Live. But this way was a lot better, and unfortunately, the people that are playing Gears of War on a random Saturday night in 2024 haven't stopped playing since 2006 because these guys were cracked. They were so good.
I just now remembered that I did play a game of that, and I must have forgotten it because I got shit on so hard.
Yeah, I got chainsawed a few times and nashered. The shotgun is called the nasher, so I got nashered a lot. And there was a guy that we played against that was cracked with the sniper.
Yeah,
like headshot after headshot after headshot. Like he would be no scoping you basically. Like couldn't even get close to him.
Stupid.
Yeah, Gears of War 1 multiplayer hasn't aged as well as I would have hoped, but it was still fun to be able to play it.
Yeah,
and it got all sorts of nostalgia, just the noises of the game, like the grunting of Marcus Phoenix and the Locust just like butting up against cover, like, damn, shit. I could not get a single active reload, like a perfect active reload that entire time. Like I was just off a little bit. It was so frustrating.
The perfect reload.
Oh
man.
So we did finish with some Gears, and then we eventually finished with watching some F1, and then we went off into
dreamland,
into a slumber.
Yeah, it was.
Connor was snoring on the couch.
Yeah,
it woke me up. Yeah. Oh man,
that was LAN Party number 2, baby.
Yeah. One more thing I got to mention. I got to shout out Blue Bananas. This is another cool thing about these events is that there are people that you have been playing games with for a long time online, never saw them in person. And then you go to these things, you get together, and then you finally meet them in person. And it's cool. It's just really cool to like see like, oh, there's an actual human being on the other side of this microphone that I've been speaking to for the last few years. And, you know, him and we've been playing together for several years now, a few years. Apex,
you
Halo.
Saying it's cool seems like such a downplay because when we first rocked up to the house, Bananas was the one to open the door, and then you were just wait, is that no yeah, man, you were excited the whole day.
I had no idea what he looked like. I wasn't given a description or anything.
He's a human.
I was just trying to like listen to his voice, and like when he first greeted us, we were coming out of the car and he was at the front door, so like we weren't that close. So like I was trying to like hear a little bit like, wait, that's gotta be him. And man, is he fucking tall. He is a tall man.
He is
really tall. But yeah, he was a lot of fun. It was great to meet him. And I'm hoping we get to see each other again at the next one.
Yeah, I gotta ask him about that Hunter tattoo he's got.
Oh man. Yeah. Speaking of the next one.
Yeah, so when is he planning this for? I know we've got kind of like a target on it, right?
So, and we didn't take much of a break between LAN parties 1 and 2.
Right. You said 2 months between them, right?
Yeah. The initial discussion after this most recent one was sometime early fall. So September, October timeframe.
Yeah, and I immediately tried to come up with the name. I'm like, oh, the Fall Classic. I'm like, oh, that's so good, so good. 5 seconds later, I'm like, no, what the fuck am I doing? The Pillar of Autumn.
Man, perfect. Like, just
it hits just right.
Chef's kiss.
Just right.
It's so appropriate in so many ways. You honestly can't get any better than that.
I think this one should, knock on wood, hope everything goes right. Chris and friend of the show, TJ, should also be there.
I really hope so.
Yeah.
That'll be fun. And I'm going to recruit other people too.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask some other LAN party, old LAN party vets that maybe want to rekindle that feeling. I mean, just send me that audio that you have, and I'll be like, do you want to experience this again in your 30s? Because it's awesome. Yes, you do.
That audio is honestly a pretty good representation, and that would definitely sell me.
It needs to be put in like a time capsule or something. Like civilization hundreds of years from now need to uncover that and be like, what were these humans doing?
These guys are
so
quiet.
Fun. You're quiet. You're quiet.
Man. So good.
But yeah, the Pillar of Autumn, LAN Party number 3, sometime September, October. Can't wait. And it'll be even better than this one, which doesn't seem possible. But yeah, I know Connor will find a way to make it even better.
Yeah.
Oh, one more thing that made this one better. Baja Blast. There was a lot of Baja Blast.
Oh,
He got a case of it.
Yeah, my stomach has developed a tolerance to Baja Blast, I think, because I had 4 of them, and my tummy didn't feel wiggly at all.
That's good. You're adapting. Your body's reverting back to its like teenager self.
It's either adapting or it's dying, and I can't feel anything anymore.
It's so dead that you just have lost all feeling.
Yeah, doctor, what did it? 6 Baja Blasts over the course of 2 months.
I didn't mix this time. We didn't bring any liquor this time. There was liquor there, but I didn't indulge because I actually I was coming off a bad hangover that morning when we drove up. So I was a good boy, and I just drank straight Baja Blast.
Bananas walked around with a tray of shots before the first game. So
yeah,
red versus blue shots. Actually,
red versus blue shots. Yeah, it was so fitting.
Pink Whitney in it, and the other half of the shots had a little drop of Baja Blast. So
it was awesome. When I saw those shots, and I quivered like, no, please. Yeah. But it was a great way to start the evening or the afternoon, I guess.
Yeah.
I think that about wraps it up for LAN Party number 2. I don't really have much else to say about it. I mean, I think we kind of spilled our guts about how we felt about it.
Yeah. Nothing really to say, I guess. I mean, we'll look forward to the next one, and I guess I guess we need to have another episode for the Pillar of Autumn episode, right?
Yeah. We might. Yeah, and if Chris is there, we can have him on, and I don't want to set expectations too high. I don't want to put a lot of pressure on him, but Chris, you better come to this, or else we're done.
Oh wow,
we're done. No, I'm kidding.
Well,
definitely got to keep track of stats. Keep track of stats next time.
When we do drop that episode, you might find out about it if you follow us on Instagram. We are at 5 o'clock sweats there. We do have an X account. We are also at 5 o'clock sweats there. We are on YouTube as 5 o'clock sweats, and you can find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. Anything else you want to say?
Thank you, Connor, for another awesome LAN party.
Yeah,
you're the man.
We love you.
We love you.
We both said it. Well, as the weather's warming up, you know what we say. As always, stay sweaty.
Stay sweaty. Linguistic dexterity. Linguistic dexterity. All right. Welcome to 5 o'clock sweats. We went to a podcast. We went to a LAN party.
Stay sweaty.
Is that very sweaty? It's hot out there. Doesn't take a lot.
Welcome to 5 o'clock sweats. We went to a podcast.
We went to a podcast. And then we talked about it on our LAN party.
Which was actually not false.
Yeah, it's not.
We did talk about.
Wait, we should.